Greetings from Boise, Idaho. I found my way to the Western Idaho Fly Fishing Expo, and I'm walking around inside this facility, and I came across one of the most interesting men that you'd ever want to meet. You laugh, I used to laugh. His name is Ralph Stark, and Ralph Stark is boy, he's an artist. He really is. You know, like my father used to always say that he was an artist, and he said, you know, I'm an artist. And I said, no, Dad, you're not an artist. And he said, yeah, I draw flies in the summer. And I don't know if Ralph draws flies in the summer. I hope not. But I'm going to turn the camera around and introduce you. This is Mr. Ralph Stark. Hi, Ralph.
Hi.
Ralph, you are from, where are you from?
Well, I'm from Boise now, but
Yeah.
I've been here for 6 years, and I moved here from California.
Uh-oh, you don't say that too loud.
Maybe you recognize, that's one of my students.
Who is that?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady?
The Tom Brady.
The Tom Brady.
That's me. It's up in the library of our school. He was one of my students.
No kidding. So you moved here from California. What part, northern or southern?
Northern California. I was in San Mateo.
Okay.
San Mateo, California.
I was in Santa Rosa.
Okay.
Now, let's show people what you're doing here. I don't know if I can...
Okay. See you, Mike.
So you're tying a fly here. Maybe I can get that focused. Let's see if I can. There it is. What are you tying there?
This is called an Adams, and these are wings. These are called hackle points. And so I'll put them on, and then I stand them up.
Uh-huh.
In time, so that these wings sit up. If all goes well.
Where did you learn how to do this?
Years ago, I lived in Minnesota, and there was a group called the St. Paul Fly Tyers and Fishermen's Club, and I was a member, and it met in the back of a bar, and every Thursday we would get together, and these guys would tie flies.
Really?
And swap lies and drink beer.
Swap? Say that again?
They would tie flies.
Tie flies and swap flies? You've never lied, have you, Ralph?
I'm lying right now. And so they taught me, and so that was about 52 years ago.
Uh-huh.
So I learned, and I've been tying flies ever since.
Really? Now you're married.
I am. My wife is a much better fisherman than I am.
Does your wife fish?
Yes, she doesn't tie flies. She just raids my fly boxes.
Really? She just raids your fly boxes. You know, I met the most wonderful man up in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Actually, Post Falls.
Okay.
His name is Colin. And, you know, I went to stay, he's part of something called Boondockers Welcome, where people will host you on their property.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Are you familiar with that?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Well, Mr. Colin and his beautiful wife Holly of, I don't know how many years, they hosted me for a few nights, and I told them I wanted to take up fishing. So he and his wife took me on a Saturday, and we went down, and they got me all set up with everything I needed. And then when I pulled out of his property a couple days later, he called me into his wood shed, his wood shop. And he loaded me up with all types of flies and everything.
Yep.
And that's how I got started. So I'm just getting my feet wet, literally. Well, you don't really want to get your feet wet because you want to wear waders, right? Yeah, you don't want to get your feet wet.
And you want to bring your checkbook because this is not an inexpensive sport.
No, it's not. But boy, it's wonderful.
And I'll tell you though, the most satisfying thing in the world is when you tie your own fly and you go fishing and you catch a fish on a fly that you've tied.
I would imagine.
It's the most satisfying thing in the world. And I let out a scream because I couldn't believe that it would work.
You did.
And that was back in the 1970s.
Now, what are we tying here?
This is a grizzly hackle.
A grizzly hackle.
And so I'm putting that around there. Hi, Dale.
Hello, sir.
Wow. Look at that.
I'm on a YouTube channel, Dale.
Right on.
Yeah. Look
So-
at that. That's beautiful.
There's that. And then this is a furnace hackle.
Now these are all for what? Trout. I mean, they're
Oh,
all
yeah,
they're all for trout.
Yeah.
That is really something. Now, do you make these for, you say production?
I have tied for fly shops,
Okay,
and they'll give me an order of what they want.
I see.
And then you have to submit a few of your samples, and then when you bring them in, they have to match the samples.
Now, none of these are done by machine?
No, none that I know of. You know, most of the flies that you buy in the fly shops are tied in Sri Lanka.
In Sri Lanka?
Yeah, they're Africa.
Africa and Sri Lanka, and it's piecemeal. These women will tie them
I'll be
because their
darned.
hands, they have so much better dexterity than men do.
Uh-huh.
And, uh-oh, now you would have to catch this.
What'd you do wrong?
Well, there's a little loop of thread there. No, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Have you ever been on YouTube before, Ralph? Have you had somebody
not
film
intentionally.
you? Not intentionally, huh? Well, you know, I'm immortalizing you.
Oh, great.
Now you're going to put on your wife's stuff, that nail polish, stuff. There you go.
One little dab.
Kind of keeps it together. Fantastic. Wow. And you're done?
That's it. So then this fly,
Uh-huh.
we mount it here like so.
Yeah.
And
Look
there.
at that. It's the, which one? The blue one?
This one right here is the one I just tied. This one I tied earlier.
Uh-huh. It's this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm moving the camera around.
It's okay.
Come on. I'm having a hard time focusing on it. But there it is, folks. There you go. There's a nice shot. Look at that fly. Isn't that
And
something?
This is my own pattern of brown drake. These are green drakes that
Wow.
that come off on Silver Creek. Brown drakes.
Really? Isn't that something? I'm looking forward to fishing this
Yeah.
summer. Ralph,
Good.
will you do me a favor, please?
Yeah.
If you'd be so kind, can you show us some of the stuff that you're using to make this?
Yeah, this is grizzly hackle.
Grizzly hackle.
And it's a chicken. It's,
And this is all real stuff. It's the real deal.
oh yeah.
Right?
This is expensive stuff.
It is.
A neck, this is a half a neck, but a full neck costs about $100. But
Wow.
you'll get hundreds of flies out of it.
Uh-huh.
This is grizzly. This is furnace.
Which one is this?
This is furnace hackle.
Furnace?
It's called furnace hackle.
Wow.
It's from a rooster.
Okay.
Then I use this bleached deer hair.
Look at that. So you use deer hair.
Right?
Wow.
And then there's different kinds of fur that you use for. It's called dubbing.
Uh-huh.
That's what I put on for the body. Now, technically, your YouTube people are going to figure this out that I used the wrong thing. I'm supposed to use muskrat.
Muskrat?
I'm supposed to use muskrat for that.
As in like the real deal muskrat?
Yes. And when you cut it off, it's kind of a blue-gray.
Uh-huh.
And I don't have any with me. I didn't bring it with me, so I had to fake it, and I used possum.
Do you ever get any PETA people harassing you? Like waiting for you out in the parking lot? And
You shouldn't bring it up. This is all sustainably harvested.
I see. All right.
And the chickens are treated so well.
Oh, they are.
Oh,
Do you have any chickens, Ralph?
I do not have any chickens.
No chickens, huh?
No chickens.
And no muskrats.
And no muskrats.
And no muskrats either, huh?
No.
All right. You're a good man. You're a good sport. Do you belong to the Boise Valley Fly Fishers?
I do. I'm in charge of all the fly tires.
You can sign me up. I want to join. Huh?
Good. There's the booth is up in front, and they'd be glad to sign you up and make you a member.
Wonderful.
You'll have access to our website and everything, which has all kinds of activities.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm going to join. Look at before I finish this up, I want to show people some of these flies if I can. I'm just having a hard time, a really hard time focusing on them. There we go. This is a pair of flies that are mating.
Yeah, that's a damsel flies, and that's how they mate. I've never used this. I just every once in a while I'll try and tie flies that look exactly like the insect.
Excuse me, but I mean I'm thinking about anatomy here.
Yeah.
Which one? The male is on top.
I think this is a female here.
Well, sure. I mean, I mean that's a male. Proportionately that's a awfully long appendage there.
Yeah. And if you're out on a river or a lake, you will see this.
You will.
You'll see this.
I'll be darned. And then what else do you got here? What's
this
this
is
next
a
one?
stonefly nymph.
That's a stonefly nymph. The nymph is like the larvae, right?
Right. Out of which the dry fly hatches. And this is a yellow jacket.
That's a yellow
bee.
jacket.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then these are all nymphs here, different nymph patterns.
Where's the most, if I may ask you, where's the most memorable place that you fished in your life?
The Henry's Fork.
The
Henry's Fork. It's in eastern Idaho.
Oh, really?
And the reason is for old guys like me.
And like Colin Coles up in Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah. It's easy wading. There's no boulders, very few boulders or anything like that. It's easy wading. It's not real deep. And there's big fish. Yeah. But they're hard to catch. They're hard to get. They're real hard to get.
Have you traveled overseas any to fish?
No, I don't. No, I have not.
You have not.
The only overseas I did was Vietnam.
Oh, well, thank you for your service, sir.
I got sent over there.
Yeah.
But here's the kind of fish you catch on the Henry's Fork. That's my wife.
How'd you get such a beautiful woman?
I ask myself that every day.
You know, how did you score? What's her name?
Michelle.
Michelle. Oh, boy, look at how beautiful she is. And look at that fish.
That's a 20-incher.
That's a 20-incher.
And she's caught several of those.
Wow. So she likes to fish as well, huh?
Yep.
Oh, that's wonderful. Just as we wrap this up, if you'd be so kind, is this a skill that you teach? Do they teach?
That's a 24-incher that she caught.
Look at that. Now, do you fry these up or do you let them go?
Oh, no. We gingerly handle them. Normally, you don't lift them out of the water like that. You keep them wet. And then what you do is get them breathing, put their face into the current, just support them, wait till they get breathing on their own, and then they swim out of your hands.
Wonderful.
But that fish is still in the river.
Do you teach? Is this a skill that is often taught to people that want to learn?
YouTube channel for it. What is it? There's a fellow who's put together a YouTube video on release them alive or something like that.
Very good. And the Boise Valley Fly Fishers, it's an organization.
Right.
Membership. How much is the membership?
I think mine, because I'm an old guy, is $20 a year. I think it's $30 for 30 or 35 per year. But then we meet every month. We have a get together on a Thursday night. We have an outing every month.
You do? You have an outing?
Yeah, the third weekend. I'm in charge of the one. We go to Bruneau Dunes. We go to Duck Valley. We go to the Silver Creek. We go to the Henry's Fork. We go to the South Fork of the Snake. The Whitefish Derby is coming up in February. So we have all kinds of outings and activities.
And you encourage new people like myself that are just learning?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful. All right. And do you have campfires at night sometimes?
Yeah, there's always, on Saturday night, there's always a potluck.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right. Well, listen, Mr. Stark, thank you. It was a pleasure. I appreciate your time, and I'm gonna join and we'll go fishing together. Maybe we'll do some more videos, and maybe Colin Coles from Coeur d'Alene will come down.
All right. Sounds good.
God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.